Alrighty, I made it. I'm here. What's everybody doing? Quite the process to get things set up. And thank you, Gary, for... I saw you sent a super chat a bit earlier while I was trying to sort everything out. What a mess, but got it all working, I think. We'll hope it... Cross your fingers it all continues to work. Welcome. Oh, man. Quiet things down. Welcome to Silverstone. Thanks for sticking around, and I'm starting like a half hour later than I was hoping to, but this should be good. I'm here today for the AMSU opening round of their 1958 Formula One series that they're putting on. Hey Don, how you doing? Hey everybody. And the opening round here is at Silverstone. I'm going to be driving the Van Wall VW10, which is Sterling Moss's, or the car Sterling Moss drove. I think I'm driving a different one. Thanks, Fred. I hope you're well as well. Man, had such a process getting this all working, but I think we should be good. You may notice, well, I'll actually go out and start driving because I have missed a good amount of practice at this point. Go out with some fuel. All right, so we're here at Silverstone for a 25 lap race, which I think is about half distance of the real one, maybe a little less. And yeah, GP Laps is my actual surname, yeah. Hopefully everything looks and sounds all right. Yeah, we're going to be driving the Van Wall today. Let me see if I can get a good view of it here for you. Here's our Van Wall. Now, textures are not looking so hot. I was practicing a little bit earlier before the stream, and it crashed, which I guess is something that's been happening, so... They told me to lower the texture resolution, which unfortunately has made everything all smudge looking, which is unfortunate because it doesn't look amazing, but I think this mod looks, you know, pretty nice. So unfortunately it'll be a bit blurry. Hopefully it doesn't crash again. I've never had Automobilista crash before, but apparently that's been happening to some folks with this, so... We'll be driving this Van Wall, though. Go out and do some practice here. I have no controls. This is perfect. What's going on? Everything reset itself or something, which is always nice. The real joys of sim racing. What would have happened? I don't know, it reset all my controls for some reason, so let's quickly try to reset these. Let's see. Fourth for that, fifth there, sixth there. Yeah, this has been a little bit of a exciting time trying to get everything to work. Hopefully the we'll go out. At least we still have some practice. So there's a little bit of practice left, and hopefully I can get everything to work here, and we can hopefully do some laps around the track. All right, I have gas and clutch this time, and I stalled the car. Oh my god. All right, there we go. We have way too much force feedback. This is going to be an awesome stream, I can tell. I've never had a stream go like real bad before, so this might be the first one. Yeah, it seems like everything has kind of reset. See if that feels all right. All right, we're moving. All right, so we've got 45 minutes of practice left, which is plenty of time. I've been doing quite a bit of practice the past couple nights, so it should be possible to quickly get up to speed here. We've got a fan wall off in the grass there in the cornfield. All right, but this is classic Silverstone that hopefully I'll be racing on today. Pretty much uninterrupted, flowing airport circuit. It's quite a challenge in these cars. These cars, there's a few things I gotta watch out for during the racing today. The main one is blowing my engine. So you may notice on the very bottom of the screen there on the tachometer, there is a little red line halfway between, if you can see it, it's so blurry looking, but halfway between 70 and 80. So 7,500 RPMs, that's the red line for this car. And if I go over that at all, it'll start, oh, so I hit one of the bollards there. It'll start damaging the engine, and it doesn't take much to actually blow the engine. Let one of these cars by. And so you have to be really careful. In some of my early testing, I didn't really know how sensitive the cars were, and I was just driving it with reckless abandon, and it didn't take long until suddenly I had a big fire. And so 25 laps, it's not a super long race, but certainly enough time to blow your engine if you're over revving it here or there. And it's on the downshifts especially that you gotta watch out for things like that. We'll just try to get a few laps in here and try to get up to speed. It's nothing like everything not working when you go to start streaming to throw you off a bit. Yeah, I don't know if, I mean, I don't know a ton about the van wall specifically and its specifications, but at least in, oh, I missed the downshift there, at least in what we have in the sim here, 7,500 is where you start damaging the engine if you go above it, so. So it seems like quick times are in the 140s, and I don't think I'll be getting anywhere near that, unfortunately. I've been able to get into the 141s on qualifying type laps. And race pace is 142s on good laps, so it'll be an interesting one to see if I can pick up some speed at least and be competitive somewheres, but there should be a relatively full grid of cars for this as well. So it should be roughly 20 plus cars in the race, so I'm thinking there'll be somebody to race, whether or not I'm at the very pointy end or not. Probably be somewhere in the middle. Alright, come through the final corner, see if I can put a couple laps together here. And I missed the shift going into the first corner. Oh my god. All right. I don't know if I had loaded my setup or not. I need to fix my view a bit. Everything got kind of messed up here. All right. Now, this is very compelling. View seems all strange, though. All right, that should be better. Stall the engine. Oh, this is going to be one of those races. I'm actually very nervous for the start. I mean, this is part of it. But without over-revving it a ton to get off the line, I don't know how to start, and I don't want to max out the RPM like that. Yeah, remember the R-Factor seat noise? Yeah, this mod's pretty good. This is a slightly updated version of it compared to the one I took a look at. I raced with these guys about a year ago now. Where did we race? Rouen, I think. And I did a look at this mod when it first came out. It's very good. I mean, it takes a lot of getting used to, and it's very difficult to drive. Definitely more challenging than like the Grand Prix Legends 55 mod or anything like that. We've got a pretty good grid today. KO's in here, Oscar's in here. I think Yannick he's having some computer issues, so he's not able to join, but pretty good group of folks. Got a car spun off over here. Yeah, I don't know where the mod is hosted these days. I don't know if they're planning on releasing this version of it. I think Oscar's going to do quite well. I was talking to him beforehand, and he's driving the Ferrari today. It's kind of free car selection. The Van Wall's a pretty good selection. I think if I was handy enough in it, it could definitely be a race winner. I'll try my best not to take Oscar out today. There's a history of it for some unfortunate reason. Seems to be a popular thing to do. Yeah, dude, I mean, if you're interested in 50s Grand Prix cars, this mod's great. I always really enjoyed the 250F that's a part of Assetto Corsa. And, drive that all the time just as kind of a fun car to take around a track. There's a few physics updates floating around for it too that can make it a little more accurate or easy to drive. One of the placeholder cars. Looks like somebody's joined since I last exited. Follow this little car around. This is the temp car. Just to avoid your game stuttering and things, it loads this car in while you're driving. goes, lets me by. Be no fuel strategy today, although I do got to figure out how many gallons to actually put in the car. So we'll be finishing out this practice session, 35 minutes to go. Then there'll be a short qualifying. It's only like 15 minutes or something like that. And then we'll be doing the race. So it won't actually be that long of a stream or anything. The race is going to be under an hour. So these cars are very easy to slide through the corners and kind of drift all around, but by and large, that's a much slower way around the course than trying to keep it pointed in the right direction. You end up just getting a lot of wheel spin. Second gear is the one that always gets me on the downshift. But even through the faster corners like Abbey there, trying to come onto the straightaway, you can't just crank the wheel so it'll start kicking the rear end out and you'll slide around the corner. It's possible to save the car when you do that, but it doesn't add much to your lap time. Yeah, I am using full H-pattern clutch, all of that, and you know, you probably could be a little quicker or more consistent without it, but it's very satisfying if you do a good lap with all of those proper controls like that. Might short shift a little bit. I don't know if that'll end up being quicker or not. Yeah, there isn't much in the way of setup options for like the differential or gearing or anything like that. You can choose your, you know, high-end final ratio, and that's about it. So there's no way to adjust the ramp angles or anything that I've seen to help make the car a little less prone to oversteer, but I think it's just a characteristic of these cars. And although they could adjust those things in real life, they really didn't very much. So it's not too unrealistic to have it all static. Alright, I think this is my first decent lap so far. Through the final corner here. Just dance it a little bit wide. Come across the line, what was that? 142.4, so not the worst thing in the world. Up to P8 for this practice session. So this is, like I was saying right at the start of the stream, this is the first round in a full championship for these cars. I think I included the link in the description of the video or the stream that has more details on it. I don't know if I'll be joining all of the rounds, or I don't think I will be joining all the rounds, but I might join a few of them along the way, and I think there'll probably be some open spots in some of them if folks here are looking for some fun racing to do. Running off wide here. I should hit in a minute just to reload all the cars. Yeah, Gabe, you're right on. The car all around there. Got a nice view of the rear suspension through the virtual rear view. The real mirrors in this car are almost useless, so for the sake of making sure I don't get into bad accidents with other real people, I've put the virtual mirror on, but we do get a nice view of the rear suspension for some reason. The rear end and hit a couple of those bollards. From what I can tell, they don't really damage the car, which is good, but not the quick line through there to hit them. Just missed the downshift a second. I don't know what it is. I think the actual time that you have to get the gear lever in while you have the clutch in is just quite long with these cars, so it's very easy to do it quicker than you're supposed to. So I'll spin the car out there. I think I'm just gonna miss second gear into every corner and have to get used to that. So I don't think I'll be up at the front on pace alone, but and I don't think it's the car. I think it's me, but I do know I can keep the car on the track in most circumstances, which hopefully comes into play. Doesn't matter how fast you are if you can't, do all the laps without spinning off. So hopefully I'll stay on the track the whole race and pick up some spots that way. Alright, I do want to, I'm going to jump into the pits this time, and we'll take a look. I got to take a look at my tire pressures, because I've actually been playing around with asymmetrical tire pressures, since most of the corners on this track are to the right. We can take a look at how those are doing. And we'll reload all the cars that are missing. My crew. All right. Man, thanks everybody for jumping in. Such a hectic start to get all this set up. I had to restart my computer, restart my router, try to reset a bunch of files. That's why my controls all got lost and everything. And finally got it to work, which is good, because I was looking forward to racing. Yeah, it looks like right now Udo is up front with the Cooper T45, which I've driven most of these cars now just in my own time, and the T45 is an awesome car to drive. It's of course one of the first mid-engined cars that raced. Very successful in 1958. So that car is pretty good to drive. The way the season works is they're not going to let folks that finish up towards the front drive the same car in every race, and so saving the T45 for a tighter circuit might be a good idea, but it's a good car pretty much anywhere. Got Sam Smith with the 250F in second, which is pretty impressive. All right, so I'm just looking at my pressure. So I think the front left was overfilled a little bit. All right, the rest of them are looking good though. Yeah, nobody with the Lancia yet. I'm expecting there to be another, you know, 4 or 5 people, so it still could happen. Surprised KO is in the Ferrari. I know the Lancia is his favorite. One of them. All right, we'll go out and try some more laps here. Yeah, I'm surprised then to see Udo up front in the Cooper, just because it's down on some power. Yeah, just keep in mind, like I said at the very beginning of the stream, I've had to notch down the texture detail to keep the sim from crashing online for whatever reason. So the kind of blurry gauges and things you're seeing aren't normally there. Just kind of a symptom of how we had to set things up. I'm gonna try a practice start here. Hopefully this is allowed. I want to avoid hitting the top of the rev limiter like that, but that would be an okay start otherwise. Oh, there we go again. As long as I don't stall it on the grid, that would be would be good. Be right on brand though. AMS1 or AMS2 really depends on what you want to do. There isn't as much online racing in AMS2, at least that I've seen, and there's no modding. But stock content, it's very consistent, at least from my perspective, you know, type of quality, so you can kind of go race anything that the sim comes with and you'll have a decent time. So run to the grass there, man. Yeah, I've got a HUD mod on in which I'm able to actually move around the different boxes, and I'm not somebody that likes a lot of HUD on the screen, but hopefully when you race online you kind of have to have some so that you're not a hazard to everybody. So hopefully it's not too much. I've kind of put on what I think the essentials are. BRM behind me, I'll let him by. Feeling very off the pace. I don't know if it's how everything started or what. I think that my FOV might be slightly different than I'm used to. Yeah, I don't really have a favorite sim. They've all got... Oops, I missed my gear again. Hopefully the gearbox doesn't explode on me, because it's going to have no teeth left by the end of this. Every sim out there's got good things and bad things about it. I think, unfortunately, there's not one sim that's, you know, the perfect one. get the downshifts right at some point, maybe I'll actually turn in a good lap time. Yeah, that's not a bad point. Should maybe take a look at changing my ratios. Finish doing this lap. So I'm not using 5th gear at all, which is kind of silly around Silverstone. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, I'm pretty happy about, alright, that's no good. I'm pretty happy about Automobilista 2 lately as well. Wasn't lying in the past few videos I've made on it. It's pretty, it's coming along quite nice. Uh-oh. Everything's frozen. There we go. Something like this. Actually, might make it easier to start from a standstill too, changing the gear ratios like that. I like how they've used also the Grand Prix Legends flag guys. That's actually not the original ones from GPL either. It's an updated set. The race should be in about 30 minutes. We've got 17 minutes left of practice here. Get used to these new gears, and then we've got just a short 15-minute qualifying, and then it should be good. I think it'll start right after the next half hour. Grass over there. The small Coopers. It's such an interesting era. You know, this and the next couple seasons where you had the rear engine cars start to come in, and still the bigger 50s front engine cars. Yeah, I was watching the virtual Le Mans earlier as well. I'd even go more extreme on the gearing than I did. We'll have to see. A little smoke up there. These two. Good wreck avoidance practice for the race. make a few more adjustments here. It's not feeling the car very well. Try this. I don't know if it was a great move or just a reaction. Oh, yeah, there's just the glare on the Monaco poster from a window. I gotta figure that out. Let's try another practice start here. Yeah, you could stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time, but... Oh god, I don't want to be doing that during the race. Load the engine 2 laps in. Usually the tire squealing noise is kind of jumped up in sims a bit so that you can hear what the tires are doing, since you can't feel them necessarily. Yeah, staying at 6,000 RPM is easier said than done. I don't know the name of the HUD. It is a mod that I have on, and it does allow you to move elements of it. It's one of the dynamic HUDs, but download it from Race Department. I'll try to remember to look later. Relearn what gear to be in for every corner now. I'm basically 1 gear up now, using 3rd, 4th, 5th instead of 2nd, 3rd, 4th, but I think that'll be easier for me to downshift into 3rd for things like the 1st corner rather than 2nd. Hopefully. That's the theory anyway. Yeah, I've been considering starting to do some Twitch just to do things that I wouldn't want to necessarily put on YouTube, but it'd be a lot of work, I think. Probably easier than like a 2nd channel or something like that. We got a car spinning out there. It's actually on a pretty decent lap before that. Yeah, Oscar chose the Ferrari, so I almost lose it there, which, very fast car, but even more difficult to control than this one. I'm in the van wall. Alright. I think that was my best lap. Still not into the 41s though, which I definitely should be able to do a 41. I can avoid all the cars spinning on and off. Here's a Lancia. Dressed up like Alberto Ascari himself. I wish he'd let me by. No, he's not on a good lap. It's one way to get past. It's just totally miss your gear. Well, we didn't collide, so that's good. As far as I know, there's no brake fading in these, but yeah, that's for the GPL mod, that's a big characteristic of it. I think it's probably a little bit overdone on the GPL mod. It's tough to say. The way that the brakes overheat and then, or fade away and then come back. There you go, spinning off the track, perfect. The way in the GPL mod that the brakes, you know, fade away and then come back and then fade away so quickly again seems kind of odd. But, you know, I've never driven a car from this time period, so I don't know. So these cars, at least in my experience, and take this as somebody who's only 11th in the session, but you really have to do most of your braking and everything in a straight line, and you really want to be on the throttle before the apex of the corner, because that's what's going to help it actually rotate, is the throttle. Very different driving style, even from the 60s cars, but especially from a modern car, where you brake so deep into corners in modern cars. These, you do all your braking kind of before you even turn in. I don't want to be pulling off the brakes when you turn in and then getting right on the throttle as soon as you can. Always missing the fourth downshift now. Car's feeling a little bit better now, or I'm getting used to it again. As I look at the chat and drive right off the circuit, perfect. Catching another van wall here. All right, 41 finally. 41.6. That's not too bad. Up to 9th overall. At least I'm in the 41s now. He's gonna go wide. Will let me by here. Nope. It's gonna be an interesting race in these. Definitely a balance between being aggressive and keeping it clean, because there you go, sliding wide. Not gonna be hard to pass if that happens. Oh, and spins out, as do I. Perfect. Yeah, I thought throwing on the throttle brake clutch would be nice for this. All right, I'm gonna take a quick step away while practice session runs out here, and then we'll do qualifying and get ready for the race. Yeah, the Cooper here. Watching Daniel Weiss take it around the track. Oh, he's gonna slide a bit. Caught him. Right into the weeds. Seems like there's almost a farm field here. All right. So we've got 3 minutes. Got 20 drivers now. Maddie's made it, which is awesome. So 20 drivers. So I think for the race, if it's 25 laps, I think I'm using about a half gallon a lap of fuel. The count of the laps here is not very accurate, so I mean there'd be like 13 gallons that I need to do the race. We'll put in a very small amount for qualifying. Hopefully that gains us the smallest advantage. Yeah, there's not a lot you can change on these cars, so you do have things like the steering rotation, and that's more of a feel thing. There's not necessarily a right setting for stuff like that. And you have your gear ratios, which is useful. Make sure the car is set up right for the track. We can change our brake bias, which is kind of normal stuff. Definitely want to run 100% braking pressure on these cars. You can pretty much, if you're going fast enough, you can pretty much floor the brakes and they're not going to lock up the tires. And then you have the suspension settings here, which looks like a lot of stuff, but it's just your basic bump and rebound, spring rates, camber caster, tire pressure. So it's actually, if you're not very familiar, well, I guess you have a front anti-roll bar. If you're not very familiar with setting up cars, I think cars like these are actually pretty approachable because there's not a million things that you can change. Just enough that you can test them out and see what's what. I don't know what team Fangio raced for in 1958, but he raced a Maserati 250F. I don't know if it was I imagine it was the factory Maserati team, potentially. It looks like through practice, it's real tight in the middle. So we have a few drivers all the way down in the 40s with Erwin up front with the BRM Type 25 with a 140.1, which is very fast. I think if I put in the perfect lap, I could get into the 40s, but it would have to be a very good lap. I'm pretty happy with my 141.6, although it puts me about halfway down. Scuderia Centro Sud. Okay. But didn't Maserati just announce that they're doing Formula E, or was I seeing something? I know there was some Maserati related announcement this past week. Yeah, he retired mid-season, which is interesting. Something you wouldn't really see drivers do these days, I don't think. All right, got a couple more folks joining. I imagine the last few will join in for the qualifying session. And keep your fingers crossed that this keeps running, because earlier when it crashed, I was surprised. I've never had the game crash before, but it would be tricky to get running again. Yeah, they're coming to Formula E 2023. Quite the chat delay today. I think I said that 30 seconds ago. All right, changing session now. Should get us into the quali session here. Double check the setup. All right, so I think we've got unlimited laps to do in a 15-minute 15-minute session. It looks like Maddie might be having issues getting in too. Yeah, that's interesting. When we raced these at Rouen back February last year, there wasn't really any issues I had anyway. All right. So qualifying. So goal here is oh, Tom, thank you. Seen you around a bunch lately. Thanks. Best content on YouTube. Well, trying. Today's been a difficult one. But hopefully from here it's all smooth and the race is fun. But getting everything running up to this point's been an interesting afternoon, but I appreciate that very much. All right, so we've got 15 minutes. Let's get started with it. So we'll probably need the whole time. But yeah, goal for qualifying, I just want to get a lap in the 141s. Be great if it's a low 141. But I'll be upset if I don't get a 141 here, because I should be able to do those even at race pace. Got in the Lancia. Oh, it's KO. He did join in the Lancia. I'm gonna say he I don't know, do you guys want me to leave the name tags up, or would you rather I have them off? I usually would race with them off, but let me know what you think. Being online, it might be nice to see maybe who I'm racing. So, should be enough time to get 3 or 4 laps in, but not a whole lot of time, so I have to try to do it kind of right away. We've got Oscar behind me here. I like being behind Oscar anyway. Alright, let's try to get a banker lap in. My god, Oscar's all over the place. In a good way. He's all over the place in a good way. Third gear for T1. Oscar runs a bit wide. A little close to him. I was thinking he might just pull away from me, but we'll have to see. Missed the shift down to third. Still grabbed the apex though. That gets there is so hard in these cars. I think also because it's one of the few, or it's just a double apex, so. Another Van Wall passing there. God. That was because I missed the gear there. This will be a bad lap then. Yeah, Oscar's all over the place. Understeer there. It's a really bad lap. Yeah, Oscar is really quick. We had a little run-in over the summer when I was racing the classic touring cars at Goodwood with him. But it's only because I was only near him because he was in a very underpowered car, and he was still as fast as I was going. So the guy's definitely very quick and talented. See that on display here, I think. Oversteer there in 4th gear. Trying to get the car to rotate a bit. Just really doesn't like that long right-hander. It's so flat there. There's no camber on the road. Alright, let's try to get this couple of corners all right at the end of Hangar Straight here. Definitely apex too early there. Brake lockups in front. Oh, so much understeering through. What corner is that? Croft? Is that what it's called? Come through Abbey here. It's kind of a... You think you could do it flat, but the car gets all kinds of upset as I just do there and run off. Man, that was actually going to be an okay lap, even though a few of the corners weren't great. Just get right onto the next one. 142.2. Not too far off the 141s, but pretty slow. Out to the grass. Club, that's what it is. I knew it was a C name. Right, so Oscar's not disappearing off into the sunset here. But I do have a car, another Van Wall coming up behind me. 10th right now overall. So Oscar's pulling over to the side. Missed the downshift to 3rd there. There's gonna be a lot of missed gears in this. I hope you're all ready for that grinding noise over and over again. Stutters there for some reason, which is always exciting. Come through. Oh, it's a 141.7. How is that a 141? Alright, need to go quicker now. Get a 141.7 with some definite mistakes in that one. Ugh, as I power slide through the first corner, it's no good. Alright, gonna look this car by behind me. I know he's on a good lap. Is KO up front? Yeah. You're making gear grinding into a drinking game. The night might end early for you. Some cars in my mirror, but they're a little ways off. We've only got 6.5 minutes. KO always pulls a quick lap out. Get it down to 4th gear. Gotta set up, just have a nice smooth lap. Driving these cars smooth, I think, is the right way to be quick. That's the apex there. We've got a car sitting right on the exit of the corner. No! Well, we both thought to get out of the way, I guess. Alright, let's see if I can go out and get one more lap in. You don't want to do that. See if I can get around. We got 5 minutes, so there should be enough time to do a lap or two. Nobody behind me. I think I found a little bit of a hole on the track. Yeah, it was just a communication thing. If I wasn't on a potential qualifying lap, I would have just slowed down to go around, but a lot of on throttle oversteer. Half throttle is absolutely your friend in these cars. Just my shift there on an out lap, not too bad. Yeah, I don't know what the safety car is. It is an interesting car, though. If you don't select the right settings when you race the AI in this, you'll race against the safety car, which is kind of funny. The Renault. All right. Probably second to last attempt here. I'm in 11th right now. It would be nice to start in the top 10, but we'll have to see. Car coming out of the pits here. Oh, we have somebody in the barriers. And I totally just missed the first corner. Down to the end of the straightaway. Just trying to get the shifts here. Lock up the right front. Trying to go a little too deep into the corners now. Let KO by, I guess. Alright, I have one more lap here. Just give myself a little bit of a gap to KO, not because I think I'm going to catch him, but just in case anything silly happens. We'll see if I can get something faster out. In 11th right now, it's not the worst starting spot, but I think I can do better. I pulled off that lap. It was kind of a messy lap. power slide there is probably not a quick way. Some smoke ahead, just try to ignore it. A luxury you wouldn't be able to do in real life. Really walked that one into the corner. Come on, get the power down. Bit of a shallow line coming onto Hanger Straight, but see how it all plays out to fifth. Missed the shift down to third, it's no good. Two Lancias, I think. That was a bad corner too. We'll come to Abbey though. Haven't driven off the track, so we'll see what this lap ends up being. I don't know if it's going to be quicker, but I didn't think the last one was quick anyway. Oh, I missed the shift into Woodcote, which is not good. Just saved the car, but ruined the lap. So P12 slid down one spot too. Somebody got a better one on the last lap. Not a good qualifying. Not too happy with that. I got the 141, I guess, but it wasn't a good one. I could definitely have gone quicker than that. Let's try to practice start one more time here. Still hit the top of the rev limiter. The throttle's so sensitive. It's very easy to go from no RPMs to many. Just have to hope I don't do that too bad and don't blow the engine. All right. So, oh, maybe 11th? No, 12th. I'm going to be right in the middle of the pack. It's going to be as much about survival as going fast. It looks like Maddie got the pole in the other Lancia, so... I'm going to put 14 gallons in for the race. Which says it's way too much, but if I'm using a half gallon per lap, and it's 25 laps. Be like 12 and a half, so 14 should be more than enough. It's not really going to make too much of a difference either way. Man, so this will be an interesting race. I think I'm right in the heart of it, so depending on how everybody else goes at the start, it's going to be a pretty crazy start, I bet, being that right there in the pack. Hopefully can make it through clean. Yeah, it looks like Maddie driving the Lancia did a 139.9, which is... it's very good, so congrats. It's a really good lap time. The Valiante Mysteri, it's from a comic book. It was included with the mod. It's an interesting one. Oh, looks like they just left. So we should have, I think, a quick interlude maybe, and then it'll jump right into the race. There's only one race, so yeah, Billy, I'll put in the special fuel. There's only one race today, so unlike most of the live races that I do online, where we have, you know, 2 races or something, there's only one 25 lap race, so need to make sure it goes well. Yeah, who took the Lotus out? Christian, all the way at the back. We might have a, I think we might have a very quick warm-up session. I do appreciate folks joining out though. It was a pretty hectic start of the stream for me, but things have calmed down a little bit. Hopefully the start goes well and we don't have a massive incident or something like that. And get away. I don't really know what to expect for the race or what to try. try for. I think getting to the end will be the key. It's good. We got folks asking about fuel in the chat, which is always good. But yeah, getting to the end, you know, my thought with these is trying to get through the start clean, and then once things spread out a bit, you can see what you've got and try to work your way to the front. Yeah, should be a good race. We'll be about 45 minutes. Yeah, we've got a 3-minute warm-up. I'm gonna go out and do a few practice starts. Why not? With the full fuel, make sure I know how that feels. Everybody's car peeking out from the sides here. I think this track is actually the 1974 track. I mean, it was pretty much the same. Everybody stopped here trying to do some practice starts, I guess. Ooh. I'll try mine. I do hope we don't have a massive incident at the start. All right, so we want to... I feel like I'm learning how to drive stick for the first time again. What? I can't keep the throttle steady. Well, we're gonna have to just hope it goes well. I'm probably just gonna rev the hell out of it and then have to hope my engine doesn't blow later in the race. I don't think a second gear start would work, but we can try it. Oh, I wasn't second there. Was I? Hold on. Now I'm confused. That's a second gear start, which isn't the worst, but then you get that, which is not good. The Ferrari's pretty tough to drive. I do like that car a lot, and it's probably one of the best of the season overall, but it's a lot of wheel spin. First is better, I think, but trying to not get it to go over the rev limit is the tricky part. I can't rev and dump. So I mentioned this at the very beginning, but these cars are extremely sensitive with the engine, and the red line on the tach actually means something. If I go over that continually, I will blow the engine. And I've done it in testing. It's not that hard to do. So, something to be careful about. I'm not too worried when I'm driving. Downshifting is where you'll hit it by accident, because you do have to grab the throttle to blip it, but... Alright. This will be interesting. Expecting some chaos on the start, I think. But we'll see if I can get away cleanly. Either way, all for fun, and it should be a good one. The last race I did with these folks, I drove, I thought, poorly, but the race overall was a lot of fun, so expecting more of the same. I've got details about this this group in the description of the stream if you're interested. This is the start of a championship, and there may be spots in some of the future races. I think some of the events are actually time trial events, which I imagine can take then as many entries as they want. So if you're looking to do some Automobilista 1 online racing, this could be a good league to do that in. ...25 laps, try to get into a groove, get through the start clean, get into a groove, and then see if I can pick off a few positions, or try to avoid getting picked off myself. All right. All right, it's a 2-hour time limit too, so in case something crazy happens, we know can't go longer than that anyway. Yeah, they do a whole bunch more racing than the 58s here, but I know most of you watching like historic stuff. All right, here we go. Check the fuel one more time. Should have enough in there. Get on the grid. Right in the middle. Perfect. It looks like I'm the first one out here, or I've been disconnected. One or the other. There's everybody. Oof, that's kind of scary. So if I'm going to have somebody next to me... Ooh, we've got a sideways car on the grid as well. Or it's frozen. That's no good. I think it might be frozen. Well, hopefully it loads before the lights go out. Oh, there's the chat. Come on. There we go. Man, that was frightening. Hopefully it doesn't do that again. Massive lag spike. I think I don't have anybody to my left. I've got one car behind me. Yeah, it's just the sim like froze, but it should be good now. Oh, I have a car to the left now, and I have one to the right. So I'm sandwiched in the middle. I've got two cars behind me. You better cross your fingers things don't go sideways here. Trying to get off the line without stalling. Able to do it. I don't think I over-revved too bad. Got a van wall coming to the left. Slow start. Got one on the inside. Sneak in behind the outside here and just try to tiptoe. Oh, we got a few cars spinning out in front. Trying not to get collected in it. Oh my god. Here we go, sneak through. Chaos. That's exactly what I expected. We'll get through and just try to get around here. I don't think I've got anybody to the right. The little Lotus in front. So whatever I lost right off the line, I think I got back in the first corner. Blue Maserati, I think. Sneak around the outside onto Hangar straight. Got a Cooper behind me, four-wheel drifting. The Lotus, quite slow in a straight line. All four locked up, maybe. That Cooper right behind me. It's gonna look up the inside. Not really gonna be able to defend from that. The Lotus goes straight off though. Oh no. That was a pretty hard hit into the wall too. Alright, so I lost one there. I'll have to see. I think I'm in 11th. Everything's in real time. Gonna make it through the first lap though, which without any major incident or anything, so it could have gone much worse, but not really an aggressive start from me. So right where I qualified, just about, I gained one spot through all that. These two in front, all kinds of sideways, me too. Down to Beckett's third gear. Try to take the proper racing line in. It is so, it's like slow motion on corner entry with these cars. It's kind of nice compared to racing a modern car where you're really just having to outbrake each other, and I've talked about this before in racing some of the vintage cars, but you've got a lot more space to race, really. It's not just these quick reactions that are necessary, but we'll go up the inside of this van wall. He's gonna try to cut and do the over-under. Able to stay in front of him. We're driving the same version of the car that Tony Brooks one will come down then. A lot of dust and things. I'll contribute to it. Up to fourth gear. Let's get one position back into the top 10 then. Oh, that's no good. Slow in the accelerator. He's going to come up the outside. Should have a better line here. This would be a tough one to do around the outside, as long as I don't run wide. It's able to stay in though. Side by side, come across the line. Stay to the inside ever so slightly. It's going to hurt me a little bit on the exit, but there we go. Get a nicer run out than he did anyway. Yeah, he might have missed a shift. I'm not sure. As always, tough to monitor the chat while doing one of these, but we'll just try to get into a groove here. Still cars really close front and behind. Two behind me are sliding all over the place. Just hope they kind of occupy each other. Sam Smith with Alexandre behind. Is the shift down to third. First one, I think. Luckily, the engine braking, although it's important, it doesn't quite matter as much. Oh, and Maddie's behind me. Well, this isn't going to take too long, I don't think. Maddie must have spun off right at the start or something, but she's working her way through the field. Focus forward. I'm closing in on these two in front, actually. This might get kind of interesting with Maddie trying to get by. There we go. It's a pretty nice line through Woodcote. Got two of these Coopers right in front. It's out wide a bit. Ooh, he gets loose. Get around Nathan. Here's Maddie coming up the outside. Oh, you can hear the Lancia. In the straight line, that car is going to be way quicker. Just get caught up from behind. Had to take a weird line there. You had Nathan or Sam Smith coming around the outside as well. It's not good. Overtaken by two cars then. It's a 250, I think. Looks like Oscar's in the lead. You got Sam Smith right in front here. Just gonna be really careful about out-braking yourself. If you're just a little late on the brakes, you're gonna keep going and not get the car slowed down in time. The brakes are so bad on this. You'll see from the pedal indicator, I'm pretty much depressing the brake all the way, at least at the very start of the braking zone, and the wheels don't lock up just because the brakes are so poor. They don't have enough pressure to actually lock the tires, which is not something that you'd ever get in a modern car. Those brakes are so good in modern cars. Flirting with this top 10, but these two... Ooh, and Maddie sliding sideways. Nope. Ah, making contact, getting hit from behind. Tried to avoid her, but... to see the car's all right. That was a pretty hard whack from behind. There's nothing Igor could have done about it. Thought I was going to go to the right of Maddie, but then at the last second, she kept rolling. I think the car's actually fine, though. I got hit straight on, so I didn't get hit in the suspension, which is kind of the crucial spot. Don't like making contact and things, though, even if it's not my fault exactly. It's just, think of it, you know, in real life, how would you get out of that situation? You just wouldn't. It's just out of your control somewhat. Hopefully, I don't know if we'll see Maddie again then. She spun off like that. It's a long race. I think the car's going to be okay. I just got to watch the temperatures now, which I can't really see on the gauges too well. I'm sure the sure the front's pretty crumpled, and the rear too. I'd be spilling fuel everywhere in real life. Alright, I'm in 10th somehow, after all that. Gotta get a clean lap in here. Yeah, I think where I got hit I locked out, but we'll have to see if the temperatures go up. They look to be holding steady so far. Got to the curbing there. I don't think she did anything wrong. I'll have to see if we have time to jump up and see what caused her to spin in the first place. But once you're spinning like that, I mean, as we've reviewed, the brakes don't do much anyways. I don't think it's really her fault. I should have maybe guessed that she was going to keep running to the inside and gone to the outside sooner, but either way, I think I got away with it, so... And it looks like Igor behind me might have as well, so... Can't say that too often. Yeah, I can see Maddie actually on the relative still, so I might see her again at some point. I do think they might be running on limited damage. I didn't catch what it would be, but it's probably not at 100% if we all survived that. Whoa, I just did quicker than my qualifying lap. All right, just gotta keep that up. The downshift to third. Thankfully the engine braking doesn't seem to matter much. A little straight away here. Oh my god. I can't get the gear in. I don't remember it being that hard on the original version of the mod, so I wonder if they've really added a long delay into the shifting for this. I don't know. I miss it there too. Hopefully there's no transmission damage because I've got pretty much nothing but neutrals here. To fourth. Just not timing the downshifts right, I guess. Maybe not holding the clutch in long enough. I don't know. About 3 shots there in 1 lap, folks. Those participating. Alright, so Igor's not far behind me, but I think I'm ever so slightly closing in on the ones in front. So we'll just keep focused forward until we see a big red Maserati in the rear view. Yeah, I know we gotta be in gear to engine brake. What I'm saying though is because I'm missing the downshifts, the car is still slowing down enough, so the engine braking doesn't matter as much as it does in some other period mods. Oh yeah, Gabe, I'm not saying it's anything wrong with the mod, it's just I'm not used to it. Clearly. Just give it that 1 extra second, but it's a hard muscle memory thing to change how to do downshifts, so I think if I drove these cars a bit more, I'd be able to catch on better. Oh, gonna be a bit fast there. You drift your way. That's so slow to do. Just lose tons of time. I think I was closing in quite nicely on this group. Ooh, we got a car off. Oscar. Oh no. Oscar slid off through Woodcote, and I'm going to be side by side going into the first corner down to third gear. Grab the inside. He's going to be on the outside though. Oh, this is not good. I don't see him there, but I can hear him. Oh, we're going to have Igor as well trying to take advantage. Smack into me. I was a bit optimistic. Alright, let's try to settle back in. I got slowed down when Oscar didn't do anything wrong there, just trying to go side by side, but then Igor thought he might do the same thing and outjudge the grip, I think. Alright, this is good. I didn't think I was going to get to race Oscar at all. We'll see if he got any damage or something. Or if he just runs away with it. Looks like we've got Barry up front. Barry M. He's responsible for me finding out about all this about a year ago. Big lockup from Oscar there. Ooh, out into the grass. I kind of followed him into that. Igor's back at it. Oh, we've got Maddie too. Take the line away. Crew maggots come down to Beckett's here. Third gear. The thing is, you could take a lunge. Wouldn't be hard because the braking distances are so long, so you really have to keep your eye on the mirror for an opportunistic dive bomb in these cars. Ooh, we got some smoke up there. Too fast on the entry. I missed the apex completely. Seems like we can't get away from each other in this race. Maddie's looking up the inside of Igor now. There was 2 laps to go. I would try everything to defend from Maddie, but there's really little point in it. Got over half the race left. That was not a good line there. We're only on lap 10. Luckily, Maddie doesn't try anything there. Right out to the edge. Down to third gear. Boy, Igor got back around her somehow. Here comes Maddie up the inside. That Lancia's got a lot of straight line speed. Just gotta look up the inside into Beckett's. Igor's gonna also try it around the outside as we go on to Hangar Straight. Maddie just right around me. I didn't get the throttle down very well there. Igor as well. Oh, I'm going to swallow it up here. Ervin's behind me, who is very quick in this. On the outside. Hurting both of us here, but I don't want to just give the position up. Be able to get back around him. Just keep it entertaining. Oscar's long gone. Maddie's off to fight another battle. Still got to remember the length of the race on lap 12 now of 25, so getting into it, but still plenty of racing. We've seen how much has happened in the first handful of laps, and I got caught out there. Look at my mirror for Igor. Didn't accelerate away very well there. Irvin, ooh, stuck it out there. So I lose both of those spots, so we got a little pack forming up ahead behind one of the Coopers, who I was catching when I wasn't having to deal with all this, so I don't think it's totally lost yet that I could pick up some more spots, but this little pack, who had fallen behind maybe because of the start or something else, is just very quick. Crunch the gearbox there down to third. Igor. I don't actually know if he's an Igor or an Igor. It's the same spelling. Ran right out to the grass that time. Got overtaken now by Ervin. Really slide the car sideways there. Hold on to it though. It's this kind of situation's tough because Igor is faster than me at raw pace, but he seems to be making a few more mistakes. That Maserati's no easy beast. I took that one during the last race I did with these folks. Up the inside of Ervin. Probably going to catch both of them now as they're dueling. Yeah, I don't think the D50 actually raced in 1958, so it's interesting it's included. At that point, it was pretty old. These two swapping it side by side. Ervin slipstream here down Hanger Straight. Definitely over-revved the car. I think that was on the start. I can just see my telltale. I wish you could reset the telltale in this mod. I like in Grand Prix Legends you can do that, and it's that red line where you can see how high you've revved to, but it's kind of useless if you throw it past the red line. I don't know if I'm headed up there. Right against the bollards on the inside. Just as quick as these guys, but it's not easy to get away from anybody here. There's a lot of slipstreaming. In any sort of fight for position, you lose so much time through the corners that it's not hard for the car behind to catch back up. Yeah, the car in front of me is a BRM. Say it's the home race, but that's pretty much half the grid summarized. Ooh, the Cooper got a little squirrely. Bending there down the inside of Hanger Straight. Cooper locked it up. Got a great front row seat to this battle, but it'd be better to get in front of it and just leave them in the dust. Got a good over 10 seconds on Nathan Miller behind me, so it's really this string of cars in front were all very close in position. These two in front just all over the track. Side by side then. Big lock up from the Cooper up front. It's having some brake issues, I think. Oh, big kick out sideways. I got on the power slightly too hard there. He's Ervin up the inside. Let him have that. Let's not lose Igor. I like when they were battling each other because there's a chance that could end poorly for them. I was decently out front of them at one point. I wasn't able to keep it, so I'm worried that if I get in front of them, it's just going to be I'm chasing. He grabs the inside line, swing to the outside, down hanger straight. Oh, missed the downshift to fourth. Pinch him a little bit. I'm not in third. No. Right up to the edge of the track, able to keep it on. There's pavement out there anyway. Downshifting gets me again. Yeah, Maddie's on another planet. Maddie does a lot of online racing. Alright, so that was my best. See if I can catch back up. Just trying to not overdo it. I've been pretty good so far at not overrunning corners and things, although down hanger straight there, but I could say that was just a battle error. Get out to the edge of the circuit. I was getting better at the downshifts too, because I think it had been a couple laps since I had missed any gears. Fourth gear, get it onto hanger straight. I'm just nipping at the tail end of what would be the slipstream. Third gear then. Yeah, Ryan, I'm driving a Van Wall, and been an entertaining race so far. I'm just trying not to lose the pack. Then one error set me back a little ways. 13th position, lucky number 13. On lap 16 now, coming to the end of it. Of a 25. This race is gonna be over before I know it. Not such a long race, kind of like a BRDC trophy style event. Just long enough to get some good action in. It's been a great race so far after a messy start. There's been some events along the way, but overall it's been pretty good racing. Oh, big lock up in front. Car off into the grass. Oh, and over. Well, that's the end of the Cooper, I think. Oh my god. Jorge. Or George. Back up to 12th then. I can still see a top 10 happening. I just gotta stick with these two. I'm holding my distance. We're all about the same speed. Might be slightly quicker, but Igor, these two battle each other. I'll catch right up. Yeah, the crashes in these cars are very violent, and it's kind of terrifying. keep going side by side in front. And you get the helmet roll bar. That's exactly right. Whoa, was that a 141 too? It might have been. Gotta keep those lap times up. Oh, Igor gets a little sideways. So everyone's able to get around him. If I know Igor, he's gonna be right back on him. Sliding into Beckett's here. So slow on the entry, but I know what you gotta do. Up the throttle, come on. Get onto fourth gear. Try to get onto bigger straight without any dramatics. Fifth gear flat out. Braking pretty early, but just trying to make sure I get the car slowed down. And Igor sideways. He's gonna have a tank slapper. Takes the inside line. Ooh, he might have missed a gear there. I saw the car pop up for a second. Tried to over under him there, but he was right on the line I wanted. Right with Igor now, he's in hard defend mode. It's gonna make it tough to get around him. Don't want to make contact. We've already done that once. Lap 19 now. I can put my car in a spot where he just questions what's about to happen. Third gear here, long right-hander. So hard to get on the throttle. Just want to try to straight line this little kink right before hanger straight. Able to get a better run out than Igor. He's going to take the defensive line. Bunch of smoke up ahead. I think just a lock up maybe. Side by side though with Igor. Come down. Right on the inside line. He's going to take a bit of a run out wide. Able to swing underneath him. Right, fourth gear. Now I've got the inside. Try to squeeze him out wide. Third gear then on the inside. Oh, a car kicks out. Slide it through the corner. Oh, he's gonna come back. Up the right side. There he goes. He's gonna get the right line too through Abby. So switching positions. This is what it's all about. I don't care if it's for... It's easy for me to say I don't care that it's for first. I really don't though. This is just all about getting into a good battle with a couple guys. I do want to come out on top. It's lap 20 now, just 5 more. There's 6 more laps. Down to third for turn 1. He's quite slow in the apex. He's kind of costing himself by taking a narrow entry. Slow there, get it down to third gear. Very, very tight coming into Beckett's, but I'm not going to be able to accelerate away either because he's right on the apex. Ugh. Right, fifth gear here down the straightaway. Bunch of smoke up. Was that a blown engine? I think that was one of the Lotuses are breaking away. Might be a Lotus for putting a lap down then. I kind of saw from the beginning. We've got no issues with cars from behind. We're almost 25 seconds up on 13th. I'm in 12th now. I don't know if that's been the case for a few laps, but in 12th place. There's 5 laps to go. Right on the back of Igor here. Ervin's not too far up the road. We've got Oscar in front of him. We've got this Lotus in front that we're going to have to pass. Just looking up the brakes coming into turn 1. Oh, I'm going to understeer a bit there. Right to the grass. I couldn't get the pedal down. That wasn't good. Igor made a little mistake there too, so I could have got him with that. Brake sideways here through maggots. Down to 3rd gear. Lotus every corner. Maybe the brake bias not set correctly. I've never really driven that car, so might just be prone to lockups as well. Definitely a slow car compared to the lot, so the fact that we're putting a lap on it, not necessarily the driver's fault. Well, we're gonna get split up here. He's gonna let me by, thank you. Down to 3rd gear here. Through wood coat right against the bollards on the inside. Although they won't really damage your car, it seems. Your car will get upset if you hit them, so you don't really want to hit them. Coming up on another Cooper. I don't know, this might be for position. Yeah, these were early days for Lotus. Pretty awesome picture of Graham Hill driving that car at Monaco, of which that's not a bad circuit for it. The power doesn't matter as much there, and it's such a nimble car. There's a great picture of Graham Hill racing that car at Monaco coming into Tabak. Not such a good run there. Oh, Igor goes out wide. All right, get the position. I'm in the wrong gear, but I'll just keep it now. So pushed Igor enough. Ran off the track. We've got a lockup from a Cooper in front. I think this Cooper might be for position, so that would be a P10. Come on, I'm gonna run wide there too. Igor's not super far behind me, so I really can't make any mistakes. Dust there. Be from Ervin in front. 4th gear. All right, 23, just a couple laps. To turn. Tires might be going a little bit. I don't know though. They're meant to last the whole Grand Prix pretty easily, so I don't think. Maybe just getting hot. Oh, we're gonna run a bit too hard into Beckett's. Come on. I think I'm quicker than the Cooper here, so I just need to actually put some corners together. 3 laps to go, but running out of time. Igor is still pretty close to me behind. Missed the downshift to 4th, missed 3rd as well. Falling apart. Oh, come on. Been a pretty solid race up to this point. Maybe my ear grinding early on is finally coming back to get me. Yeah, I'm trying not to watch the mirror too much, but it's easy to do. Slide the car there through Abbey, come up to Woodcote. Just a couple more laps then. Now's the time to be doing PBs, not sliding off the track. Slow into the first corner. I have to think if Igor has even a slight chance, he's going to go for it. These two in front are side by side. We've got a little pack forming up there too. Might be some late race drama. I don't think I've got any hope, unfortunately, of catching the Cooper at this point. I just got to keep Igor behind me. I feel like I'm driving so slow now, but Daniel and Ervin up there battling with each other. They come through Abbey. And the Woodcote quite fast. That's one you got to be worried about missing a gear on. Come across the line. All right, final lap. Trying to be smooth here. I feel like I'm closing in on Ervin slightly, but focus forward. Fourth gear. Into Maggots. Down to third for Beckett's. A little conservative, but rather try to grab the line, and actually miss the apex anyway. Igor driving Fangio's Maserati for added effect. Trying to keep on the throttle there, power slide a little bit. Down to third. Only hit an apex. Trying to throttle up without spinning the rear. Fourth gear then. Oh, we got some dramatic things happening ahead. Car off. That flipped. I don't know who that is. I don't know if that was for position or not. Just keep focusing. I got Igor right behind me here as we'll come into Abbey. Ginger on the throttle. Try not to spin anything out. He's actually right there. Got some smoke up ahead. Igor's going to the inside. This is the time to defend if you ever are gonna. Slide the car through. Got cars everywhere in front, but come across the line. Oh man, what happened? Oh, I got 10th. 10th play. How did that happen? We have to watch the replay of that. But man, you know, Igor, I was a little nervous there going into Woodcote, but looks like the Van Wall, I don't know who it was, but had a big accident there right at the end, and I got 10th on skill alone. It looks like Sam Smith won the race, so Barry must have maybe had an issue or something. You led almost the whole race. I think last I looked at, 5 laps to go, Barry was still in the lead. My God, it's only 25 laps, but it was a pretty action-packed 25 laps. Oh Lord, thank you. Good drive. You know, it wasn't a perfect drive, but I'm happy enough with it. It was a good battle there for some laps. And like I said, it's kind of what I'm looking for if I do online racing. It's not really. Some folks really want to be number one, which everybody would like to be, but it's more about racing other drivers. That's the thing you can't get from offline racing is actually racing a human opponent, placing your car in a spot where it might make them nervous or not nervous, but just be under pressure. You don't get that with AI. Hopefully it was fun to watch, though. Felt like I was kind of... The car, I never felt quite comfortable with it, but I was able to bring it home without any dramatic spins. I guess the worst thing that happened was that pretty hard hit early on with Maddie, and I think that's Maddie there, or KO, who finished 6th. Maddie finished 4th after all that. That's nuts. Makes me want to take the Lancia around here at some point, just see if I could get anywhere close to a 140, but probably not. I will drive it to the pits. I like driving it around. Was some good battles. Silverstone's a fun track. Whenever I do a video or something at Silverstone, it gets some hate, and I think you have to look at it in the sum of everything, right? Especially in this time. Oh, I got booted out. You think of the other tracks that were you know, raced at this time. I think Silverstone is a nice complement to those. Whereas, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying now. But yeah, I think Silverstone was a nice, different type of track back when you know, the tracks were a lot of natural road circuits and long straightaways and things, having an airport circuit, although there's quite a few of those in England. I like Silverstone. So I think these days, you know, the way tracks are, they're all kind of the same. Anyways. Oh, Chris. If you kept up the misshift game, then I think you would probably have the hiccups. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Thanks. Fun racing with them. I'll have to see if I can get the replay, although I don't know how much we'll watch. I don't think it actually saved it on my end. Although I have record replays on, but I don't see it here. Nick, you were teammates with Maddie. Oh, Heavy Harris, very enjoyable. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, for some reason I don't have the replay file, which is odd because I should, but maybe it's because it was an online race. The last ones I have are from some offline races I did, so I don't know if we're going to be able to watch what happened, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't see it here. I'll have to go watch and go back and watch the VOD at some point, but I hope it was entertaining. It was a lot of fun racing with the AMSU folks. It was a little hectic of a start. It would have been nice if everybody had made it through T1 a little better. Could have been able to. It's tight, but it's not that tight. Okay, oh, I saw the mess. It's not, the track isn't tight enough like that to warrant everybody slamming into each other, but you know, whatever happened happened. For an online race like this, because it isn't real life, we can't all see you know, 180 degrees. I think maybe having the 3 or 4 wide grid like they did in real life might not be the best idea, but otherwise, once things got going, race was good. Unfortunate incident there with Maddie halfway through, but I don't think we could have avoided that. And great battling with Igor and Ervin and whoever else was in there. Crazy stuff. So I think that's going to be it for this one today, but I appreciate everybody joining. I have to go see the final results and all of that. Or hold on, let me see if I can pull that up at least, and we'll at least look at where everybody finished. I should be able to get those. Let's see here. Get a old screen capture, window capture going. Hold on, this stuff's not the easiest to do on the fly. Window capture, yes, there we go. All right, let me switch over to it. So we'll take a look at the final results. At least so we can see what happened here. So Sam Smith gets the win, and Barry, they were both driving the 250F Piccolo, which I saw Gabe in the chat during the race talking about, but it's a shorter wheelbase 250F. You have to remember the 250F started racing in what, 52? So the car had quite a long lifespan. There were many updates. But the 250F T3 Piccolo, so the top two had that car. Maybe it was the best one to have. And they finished pretty close. About a second apart. Or is that tenths? Were they side by side coming to the line? No, it was a second. So about a second apart, 1.3 seconds. I don't know Timu Sunanen. Name sounds familiar. I'll have to check him out. Looks like Udo got third on the podium. So there's your podium. And the Cooper T45, we saw a few Coopers having some handling issues throughout the Grand Prix. So nice to see Udo be able to wrangle that thing to a podium finish. Maddie Shepard, Lancia D50. That's so impressive. I mean, if Maddie didn't have the issues, and I don't know what caused it, but if she didn't have a spin early on, who knows how far ahead she would have been of everybody. Do we have like quickest lap on here or anything? Laps. I'm curious to see Maddie's lap times. I don't know if you'll be able to see this because it's quite small. 140, 139. Doing 139s during the race. That's nuts. All right. Well, Maddie's on a different level, but you got to do all the laps clean to get to the end. So Maddie finishes in 4th. Jess Moore finishes in 5th. KO in 6th. So 3 Lancias right in a row. We had Oscar finishing in 7th. Erwin finishing in 8th. Daniel Weiss in 9th with the Cooper T85, and then myself. I think I was the highest van wall, although we saw one right at the end of the race have some issues. So, but still happy to be the highest finishing van wall. I got a whole bunch of points in Just Race's system and everything. And for those of you curious, this is Just Race, which is the AMSU's platform for organizing races. It's quite nice, so I would check it out. We'll look down the rest of the results, though. So Igor finishing behind me. Alexander, George or Jorge, depending. Nathan, Alexandre, Polo in 199, who I know I've raced with before. Martin, Fiala, Christian Steger. Last one finishing. Then we had 3 DNFs, and I guess it might have been Jim there, J-turn, right at the end, having a crash. Pretty fun race overall. All right, I think that's going to be it for the race today. But thanks for joining. Might be back with the next one of these. I'm not sure. Got a few other things planned. Hopefully, come out with a video here in the next couple of days because I've been quite slow on that side of things. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend. Have a good one.